Good evening, YouTubers. Got a right treat for you here. It's a midweeker. It's a video I've watched many a time myself, and this is the video that like epitomises everything that I love about historic, well, not historic, you know, special saloon cars and the racing. It's a video from 1981 on Grandstand TV, which I think used to be on a Saturday afternoon. I remember watching it with my dad, from Thruxton. And it's the special saloons going round, and Murray Walker's doing the commentary, so it's just extra special. So the sound of these engines is like nothing you've ever heard. I mean, there's all sorts of special things going around. There's a Skoda with a Hart engine in it. I think it'd be like a 420R or something, and then there's I think there's a Mini with a BD snotted onto a mini gearbox. God knows who dreamt that up, but it seemed to work. And there was 2 imps with 998 or thousands in them. They were flying, and probably running to about 10,000 RPM by the sound of them, but it's just an absolutely cracking video. It's a video showing an example of some of the great engineers that were around back in the day. You know, these weren't, these weren't, how can I describe it? These cars were like run by everyday people that had normal jobs, and they developed them themselves and tried different things, and they built these cars. It wasn't an expensive championship, I suppose, relative to what else was available. It was an enthusiast job. So you can see when you're watching them go around just how committed they are to the way they drive them. And they made all this work without modern synthetic oil. You know, they're probably half of them running in Castrol R40. So it was a real testament, really, to the cleverness of the people back then. Anyway, I'll stop waffling, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'll look forward to seeing you all at 7 on Sunday. Bye for now. Have a great
The Special Saloon Car Championship. This is, of course, always very, very popular indeed with motor racing enthusiasts. We're joining it on lap 4 with Murray Walker.
Tony Dickinson has just put up a fastest lap, 1 minute 22.11, 104.3 miles an hour, out on his own on lap 4, out of 10, but the lead, the battle now for third position is raging. Look at this. This is a very unusual motor car. Tony Dickinson's 2-litre Formula 2 Hart-powered Skoda, rear engine, rear-wheel drive. There's the leader through, completing his 4th lap. Here is the second man coming down to the club chicane, Steve Minton in his 1800cc Ford Escort, and behind him the battle for third between the Mini of Peter Baldwin, Pat Mannion and Brian Cutting's Stiletto. And Cutting is going to go through, is he, and take Mannion? No, he's not. Brian Cutting, number 43 from Bournemouth. Pat Mannion, number 59 from Wallington. The class leader, 15 years of racing, holds the lap record in his class here. And it's a 1300cc car, Class B, in third position. It is a Class A car, that of Tony Dickinson. That means between 1300cc and 3.5 litres in the lead. And we're looking now at Peter Baldwin's very distinctive Mini. The 1980 champion in this championship and the British Racing and Sports Car Club, and the Motoring News champion. Brian Cutting then is now in 6th position, and they are starting to come up through the field, and I notice the near side front tyre of number 13, Steve Minton's car, locking up as he approaches club, and Baldwin, Mannion and Cutting are right back with him again. The Mini in 3rd position. In 4th position, number 59, Pat Mannion, Sunbeam 1000, there it is. And then Brian Cutting's Stiletto. Lap 6 out of 10. Tony Dickinson still out on his own, well away in front. Fastest lap, 1 minute 21.3, 104.3 miles an hour. And Minton will have to watch his rear mirror very carefully indeed, because that battle for third position is starting to close on him as he comes up to lap a tail ender on his 6th lap. Now watch Minton pass the midfield man, because they've lapped a lot of people already. And away goes Minton. from Feltham, a heating engineer. He used to drive an Anglia, Ford Anglia, until last year, wrote it off very conclusively indeed at Castle Coombe, the circuit which has just had its last race run. 6 wins last year, first in his class this meeting last year, and this is a new car for him, and he says he's really testing this car, getting it really settled down at this last major Thruxton meeting of 1981 to prepare it for racing in 1982. What a beautifully prepared motor car it is. Across the line then goes Steve Minton in 2nd position, and behind him the battle for 3rd is right up with him. There's Peter Baldwin, number 49, 1300cc Mini. Pat Mannion in the Sunbeam. Brian Cutting in the Stiletto. And Mannion has to drop 2 points from the 52 he has scored in the championship so far, because only the best 16 out of the 19 races in the championship count for points at the end of the season. He has 52 points. David Enderby, who is still in 6th position, has 48 points, so effectively there is only 1 point between them, and at the present moment, with 4 points for a win in the class, 2 for 3rd position, 3 and so on, it looks to me as though Enderby is actually leading his class in the championship. Brian Cutting still on the rear boot lid of Pat Mannion's car, the red and white Sunbeam. Mannion right with Peter Baldwin, and again the 2nd place man, Steve Minton, locks up the near side front of the Escort as he comes through the club chicane to complete his 8th lap. Over the line, into the last lap but one, and Baldwin is Cutting is trying to go through. Mannion closes the door. This the 8th lap out of 10. And Cutting has dropped back a bit, and incidentally Brian Cutting's son is in this race. Away round the top part of the circuit, round the long right-hander at Village, leading on to Church, then the run from Church down to Brooklands, and we are looking at over 200 first places in the Mini. Peter Baldwin, who is now in what looks like a very clear 3rd position, because he's easing away from Pat Mannion. Pat Mannion is ahead of Brian Cutting. David Enderby is still in 6th position. In 7th place is Tim Reed in another Skoda, similar to, but not as fast as, race leader Tony Dickinson. And let us not forget, so dominating is Tony Dickinson's drive. 34-year-old Tony Dickinson from Boston, a garage owner, that we're staying with this battle for 3rd position as we for a moment look at the 2nd place man, Steve Minton. Very distinctive colour scheme in this special saloon, and I say again, the definition of a special saloon is a silhouette which is identical to the production car on which it is based above the wheel centres. So you could drop the suspension of the cars, put in a different engine, put in a different gearbox, anything you like, as long as basically it looks the same in silhouette form. Pat Mannion is obviously in trouble. See the way he's dropping right back, and even visually as he goes round and down the circuit on towards Church, he seems to be slowing down visually. To Tony Dickinson well ahead, and they're now getting well and truly spread out, because there is Brian Cutting on the circuit by himself. So Brian Cutting is now, it seems to me, up into 3rd position. Peter Baldwin seems to have disappeared. Here is the race leader, Tony Dickinson, coming down to He's now on his last lap. Another magnificently finished motor car. Garage owner Tony Dickinson. Enormous amount of experience. He's won other saloon car championships. 20 wins. Won the British Automobile Racing Club President's Cup in 1980. And it is the BARC, the British Automobile Racing Club, as ever, which is organising this event here at Thruxton today. It is their home circuit, and they could hardly have better weather conditions, and nor could Tony Dickinson, now on his last lap. 1979 champion, 23 wins and 29 pole positions last year. Incredible dominance. It has been his race since the first corner. Pole position outside his own lap record, which he still holds. And the fastest laps we have so far in the various classes are respectively put up by Tony Dickinson, that you are looking at now, as he exits the club chicane, comes up to the line, crosses it, an easy winner.
And Peter Baldwin was second and Brian Cutting third.